Now, in addition to all the other precautions we've been talking about, you should make it a habit to check the final approach for traffic before you taxi onto any runway, even if you've been cleared for takeoff by the tower. And one other last check is to make sure that the runway is clear ahead of you before you start your takeoff roll. Because after all, it is just possible that the tower has made a mistake, and you have the last chance to save the day by being alert. Now, in spite of all the help that pilots get, occasionally pilots do accidentally taxi onto runways. Now, one clue that you have done this is the color of the pavement markings. All taxiway markings are yellow and all runway markings are white. Now, if you are seeing white markings, that is a clue you are on a runway. If you're not supposed to be there, let ATC know and taxi off the runway immediately. Some runways, just the presence of an airplane near the approach end of the runway can interfere with the localizer and glide slope signals, or that airplane could intrude on the airspace for the approach. So in those cases, they have established what is called an ILS critical area. Now, when the weather is less than 800-foot ceiling and or 2 miles visibility, a taxiing aircraft is not allowed into the ILS critical area without ATC authorization. Now, the ILS critical area is shown on the pavement with markings right on the pavement that look kind of like a ladder or maybe a railroad track with some of the rungs missing here. So, when you are told to hold short of the ILS critical area, you should hold short of that line, and to help you know where that line is, you will see the letters ILS. And those letters, ILS, are one more indication of just exactly where you're supposed to hold short of.
Now, sometimes your route of taxi to a runway will take you across the approach area for another runway. In this case, your route of taxi to runway 36 takes you across the approach area for runway 32. And it may be necessary for you to hold short of that runway's approach area when another aircraft is landing. When that's the case, you'll see the standard double solid and double dash hold lines in two places. The hold position sign to keep the approach area for the runway clear will show the runway number, 32 in this case, and the abbreviation APCH for approach. This hold position is also used to protect aircraft departing from the opposite end of that same runway. So remember, you could be holding here for either an aircraft on approach or an aircraft departing from the other end. Now, in some cases, such as at an intersection of runways, there could be some uncertainty after you taxi onto a runway for takeoff as to just which runway you actually ended up on. In that case, you'll occasionally see what's known as a runway location sign. It's just like the normal black square you're there location sign used for taxiways, except it has a runway number in it instead of a taxiway letter. By the way, if you do not see a runway location sign, once you're lined up, remember to check your heading indicator against the runway direction to confirm you're on the correct runway.